Hello and welcome to our all-age worship today from Cowsweek. And when you look at the water, it's so calm and beautiful. We've had some fantastic weather and it's hard to believe that it could be windy or stormy, and yet we have had that kind of weather forecast for the next few days, so we'll be watching out to see whether the weather people get it right. And later today in our online service we'll be thinking about the storms that come to us during our lives, and we'll see how Jesus and the disciples manage that. But first of all, let's have a great song that's such fun to sing along to.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Hey! Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore.
Will your anchor hold in the storms of life? when the clouds unfold their wings of strife, when the strong tides lift and the cables strain, will your anchor drift or firm remain? We have an anchor that keeps the soul steadfast and sure while the billows roll. Fastened to the rock which cannot move, grounded firm and deep in the Savior's love. Will your eyes behold the morning light, the city of gold and the harbor bright? Will you anchor safe by the heavenly shore when life's storms are past forevermore? We have an anchor that keeps the soul steadfast and sure while the billows roll. Fastened to the rock which cannot move, grounded firm and deep in the Savior's love. Steadfast and sure while the billows roll. Fastened to the rock which cannot move, grounded firm and deep. It's grounded firm and deep. Grounded firm and deep in the Savior's love.
That day, when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was, in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet! Be still!" Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him."
Faith ageless one. You're my rock of peace, Lord of all. I depend on you. I call out to you again and again. I call out to you again and again. You are my rock in times of trouble. You lift me up when I fall down. All through the storm, your love is the anchor. My hope is in you alone. You are my rock in times of trouble. Yes, you lift me up when I fall down. All through the storm, your love is the anchor. My hope is in you alone.
Aidan was a monk from Ireland who came over and he prayed this. Circle me, Lord, keep light near and darkness afar. Circle me, Lord, keep peace within, keep evil out. The peace of all peace be mine this night. Why don't you join in with me? The peace of all peace be mine this night. O Lord and God of power, says Aidan, shield and sustain me this night. Calm me, O Lord, as you stilled the storm. Still me, O Lord, keep me from harm. Let all the tumult within me cease. Enfold me, Jesus, in your peace.
Come, Lord, as
Today's reading is from Mark chapter 4 verses 35 to 41 and is from the NIV UK. That day when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him."
While we've been enjoying sizzling temperatures on the Isle of Wight, just a few miles away in Hampshire, they've had torrential rain and thunderstorms resulting in flash floods. I remember being on one of the Isle of Wight's car ferries when the sea was rough, but the only seats that we could find free were at either end of the boat. After that rather queasy journey, I generally look for seats in the middle of the boat nowadays, rather than at the ends. Perhaps there's a spiritual lesson here. When life is stormy, it's not the time to be going off on a limb, to stand in the central ground of my faith in Jesus Christ and in solidarity with other believers. That way you're far less likely to be tossed overboard. Being outdoors in a storm can be a pretty scary experience, but in a boat it would be very frightening. The Sea of Galilee was a large inland lake surrounded by hills on three sides, so that when windy, the geology of the place acted like a funnel. The disciples, whose fishing industry was probably around the town of Capernaum, normally stayed close to the shore, because the other side of the lake was a non-Jewish territory, the base for Roman garrisons of soldiers. But this time, Jesus had particularly requested to go to the other side of the lake, to this Gentile area. I wonder if his words, "Let's go across to the other side," resonate with you today. Naturally speaking, we tend to be around those who are rather like ourselves. But Jesus also calls us to welcome those who are not like us into our faith communities. In Jesus' day, people were afraid of the sea and what might be lurking underneath the waters. Fishing boats were small and wooden, nothing like the huge ocean-going fleets we see today. And the disciples had every right to be scared. They were clearly in danger. Waking Jesus from his sleep was the right thing to do. And when we're fearful or feeling overwhelmed, we too can cry out to Jesus to deliver us from the wind and waves of the storm, and he will give us peace. I wonder why Jesus asks them, "Why are you afraid? Have you no faith?" Perhaps he's answering the question that they shouted at him when they woke him up. "Teacher, don't you care that we're perishing?" They'd been with their dear friend and teacher for a little while, and seeing his compassion, giving his very substance, perhaps they felt that they should be able to handle this themselves. But when water began to pour into the boat, they became so frightened that they resorted to shouting at him. When we're in the middle of one of life's storms, it's so easy to get angry and worked up because of our fears about what might happen. And when difficult things do happen, we're tempted to believe that Jesus doesn't care. In some of the Psalms, the writer recalls all the wonderful deeds God has done in order to remind the people of God's inherent goodness towards them. That would be one way of counteracting the negativity that often comes to the surface when we're going through a painful or distressing time. Jesus is more than able to confront whatever has us pinned down in terror, to command the buffeting waves, "Stop, be still." There's a very Jewish concept that only God, the Creator, is able to control the weather. You see that also in the Psalms. 107 verse 29 says, "He made the storm be still, and the waves of the sea were hushed." And so Jesus' calming of the storm is a big deal. The disciples had seen him perform many healing miracles, even the casting out of evil spirits, but this was on another plane. No wonder they're awestruck, because only God is able to stop a storm just like that. That thought alone was frightening. It made them uncomfortable. Mark, who wrote the passage, is making it clear to his readers that Jesus was not simply a prophet, but God in human form. And I wonder if you're having a stormy time at the moment, and whether you have Jesus on your boat in your life. Because if Jesus is on your boat, you can ask him to help you now, and he will come to your aid. Isn't it time we invited him to come, that you welcomed him aboard? Loving God, we thank you for your care for us, and that when we cry to you, you do not allow us to become overwhelmed. And so whatever difficulties we may be going through, we cry out to you, dear Jesus, to come aboard our boat, the boat of our lives. Come and help us. Come and shout for the waves to stop, for the thunder and lightning to be still, and for all to be calm. We pray for all those we love and care for, and those everywhere who are having a stormy time. We thank you that you are a God of boundaries, and that you say to the waves, thus far and no further. Amen. I hope you've enjoyed our all-age worship this week from Cowes on the Isle of Wight. God bless you all through stormy times, through calmer times. May you be blessed in Jesus' name. Amen.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say,
the angel, oh, voice of the Lord, blessed hope, blessed